Do you know a needle is one of the most important parts of a sewing machine, no matter which brand of machine or which model? But the Husqvarna Viking Designer EPIC 2 has a couple great tools that come with this machine that will help you with changing your needle. And I'm going to show you a couple tips that I suggest to my students all the time. First, there is a pack of a variety of different types and sizes of needles that come with this machine, but we do have a ton of videos. They're very short. We'll link to them right up here in this top right corner. You can check out those, all different kinds of stretch needles, embroidery needles, which needles to use for which fabric. But when you start having troubles with your stitches, thread breaks, stitches that just don't look smooth, there's little loops on the top of your fabric, you probably just need to change the needle. Change your needle at any time you think something's going wrong. It is the easiest fix. Of course, cleaning your machine will also make a difference, so make sure you get underneath the throat plate, clean that out on a regular basis. We say every 2 to 5 bobbins worth of sewing, you're going to need to clean out the lint and yuck that has gathered up below the throat plate area. Now, I do have a little piece of fabric there just to help make sure I don't lose anything when I loosen the screws. I'm going to unthread the needle here. You can also lower the presser foot, and that gives you a little bit more room to get your hands in there. The screwdriver that comes with this machine on this side is magnetic. So when you see that little ridge in there, if you just put that right up against the screw and give it a twist till it hops on. See, it actually holds it in place. Now, I haven't twisted it yet, but I do like to use the multi-purpose tool because it has the little hole and I can catch the needle when it comes out. Now, if you don't have that close by, that's what the fabric would help you, just so it doesn't drop into the machine. Now, here's the one thing about the screwdriver here. We're just going to loosen it just a little bit. That needle will drop right out into the holder. Give it a little bit of a wiggle there. You can tell this is a new needle, needs a little help. All right, flat side will stay towards the back side, so when you go to put it back in, it's really easy. So easiest to, once again, lower the presser foot, change out the needle, bigger numbers for heavier fabric, finer needles for finer fabric. Don't forget to use the thinner thread with those smaller needles because the hole at the bottom is also smaller. Okay, flat side to the back, lift that all the way up. Now here's another tip. If you crank on this screw, eventually it's going to break. So in other words, it's not going to hold your needle in. But gently twist, make it snug enough that that needle, of course, does not fall out. That's the key. But we also need to test that we got that needle high enough up into the holder. And to do that, go ahead and utilize your needle threader, which I'm sure you are doing, because if the needle threader does not actually work, that means that the needle might not be where it should be for having it all the way inserted. So again, don't forget to change your needles. If you have any trouble, it's probably a needle that needs to be changed. Trust me, it solves like 80% of people's sewing problems. So make sure you have a nice assortment of needles at all times with your machine.